And so I am playing this fantastic piece by my comrade Adam Gottlieb called After Capitalism. He is the lead singer of One Love. It's a great song,
Okay.
just for a little bit. So we're also here with Wahid Husen Sayyad, who I'll introduce a little more. For all you
Thank
independent
you.
publishers, this is for you.
Aha.
Yes, what kind of world do you want to live in? All right, all right. So it is my honor and my pleasure to be here with Hussein Sayyad, and it is evening, so we're going to get started. He is the accomplished poet of My Son and Other Poems, which I believe is his debut collection. And I told my brother, I said, well, you don't know this about me, but Hesu of Radical Books and Politics is a big poetry snob. And the poems have to be really good for me to like him. And I loved every single one. And welcome, viewers. We have 9 viewers. Welcome to Radical Books and Politics. Please feel free to comment on our YouTube stream, and we'll be able to interact. Yeah. All right. So, Wahid, why don't you tell them a little bit about yourself and about this collection?
Okay, sure. Yashu, thank you so much for inviting me on
Oh,
your
my
show,
pleasure. My
and
pleasure.
I'm so happy to be over here. I'm Vahid Husen Sayyad. I'm from India, basically from Gujarat. It's the west side state of India. I have been I born and brought up and studied over here. And when it came to me, like I have been an educator, I have been teaching for more than 14 years, but
Congrats.
I have
Congrats.
been writing. I have been writing for more than 20 years. So before being a teacher, I have been a poet, but it
Mm,
took me a long, long journey to get established and getting my first piece on to
that,
people. And
that is
this is the
wonderful.
time. Yeah. I have been writing for since I was a teenager,
Mm,
and I started writing as hobby. Then it developed. I started writing in different languages. I used to write in basically Hindi, Urdu, Gujarati languages, but I had some of my pieces. My friends, they told me that I should try writing in English. Last year I have started writing in English particularly, and then I have got the idea to get the collection ready and get it published.
oh,
So here we are with the
fantastic.
first collection.
Oh my gosh, may it be the first of many. So you're getting a lot of props. You're getting Pragati Bachi Chauhan says Namaste Vahid sir. Teki Vraj says hello
Okay.
Vahid sir. These must be your students. And then also we
Yeah,
got the Matrix Learning Center saying hello Vahid. It's so great to see you. So great to see all of you.
yeah.
So we're here with
Tracy, yeah.
Wahid, who is Wahid. Why don't you share one of the poems with us?
Oh, okay, I would like to share that piece which was earlier published, and I'm going to share just the 4 lines. I want people to have the still the surprising element. So when they are going to get the book, when they're going to grab the book, they are going to understand why it is like this. And if I tell you honestly, we have designed the cover. It's a handmade cover
It's
made
gorgeous.
with the all. Yeah, it's a whole sketch. Even the name is handmade. My friend Vahid Soni, she has created this thing for us. I was illustrating, and she took one picture of me and my son, and it is out of that. So
Just
it's
to clarify, this is also your truly your son. How old is your son?
yes, he is 16 months now.
Oh my gosh, that is so wonderful. I love it. That was actually a question I had for you. All right, let's hear a poem then, sir.
Okay, let me recite few lines. It's from Sweet and Spice. You and me being one, it will be amazing, so nice. No sound or fear of none.
Hmm.
Mixture of sweet and spice.
Love it, love it. So,
Thank
maybe
you
you
so
can
much.
shout out Dr. Paras's congratulations, Vahid Mia. Welcome, welcome, Dr. Paras.
Thank you,
That's
sir. Thank you, sir.
beautiful, beautiful. So I have a question as a writer because I'm also bilingual. I don't speak as many languages as you do, but I'm bilingual. I grew up speaking Spanish. I taught myself how to read and write,
Great.
and then English as soon as I got sent to school. But I find that when I write, I think in English. Sometimes I do think
Okay.
in Spanish. But for this collection, which was a new journey for you, when you wrote it, were you thinking in English or did you have to translate your work?
These poems are actually originally written in English. Nothing is
Nice.
translated.
That is amazing. So beautiful. And the one thing I have to commend you on, because again, I am a poetry snob, I recognize, and I'm also a poetry teacher, is that your sense of line break is so beautiful. When you break up your lines, are you thinking musically? Like, how do you decide as a poet where that line break is? Because I think a lot of people struggle with that, even established poets. But certainly have a beautiful knack for it. You know,
Uh,
you guys, gals, and others,
Actually,
feel free to ask questions.
yeah. This question I'll describe like this. I'm an Indian poet, and when we write in India, okay, what happens? Like we go with the rhymes. Okay, so it has always been to me and easier for me to break the lines and to collecting those things because I have never thought of creating a poem without rhyme. Okay, so when I am into a poem, I come up with a topic,
Mhm.
one topic I want to write about it. That idea starts in the brain, and then the lines are settled. Sometimes it's so effortless.
Mm,
I even don't know from where it comes. Sometimes
right.
it's like it comes automatically. Like
That's
I
beautiful.
don't do poetry when I want to do. It happens.
Mm, how
It
interesting.
happens.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of the poet, but the writer who wrote Eat, Drink, Pray, Love, or whatever, she was interviewing an American poet, and that American poet described the experience as something flowing through her, like this inspiration flowing through her. And if she didn't run fast enough to capture the poem, it would flow out of her and go to someone else. And I thought that was such an interesting metaphor because I do believe that poets have or writers have artists, they have their unique talents. Like I word vomit, I write very fast. And because I
Yeah.
think about things for so
Yeah.
long, I very rarely have to edit and revise, which is a blessing and a curse in some ways. But I do think that we all have our gifts that we're given, but you can also have a discipline, right? And
True.
so
True. True.
yeah, it's a discipline. Like for example, you gotta hit the pen every day. You gotta, even if you don't do something like you're crafting, read a poem, watch a performance, something. So you're always tuned into the art. Um, so that's something that I tell my students and I tell people, oh wow, you're getting super props from this Yayen Singh Tirua who's saying really proud of you. Oh yay, thank you. That's wonderful. So are you a teacher now, or are you a full time writer?
I have been teaching. I am a teacher. I'm still a teacher. I take online classes now. I worked as a principal of school, and it has been a journey. It has been a long, long journey. Then I have decided to get out of the typical stereotype system and decided to be a freelancer. And meanwhile, the corona has come. I started teaching online, but during this time, I got little bit more space, and I started writing again.
Yes,
And this is something has got me into this.
beautiful. And I tell you what, it's something that you should develop and nurture. Like I joke because actually it wasn't my joke. Somebody said that I treat my Body Blues Press because I am an owner of the Body Blues Press. This was my retirement dream. But the coronavirus changed everything, and I have to say, I don't want things to go back to normal. I want things to get better. I don't want things where people are dying needlessly because some corporation wants to make money. I know you're getting hit hard right now, India. Hard. There's no
Yeah,
reason for it. India manufactures a damn vaccine. You mean to tell me that people can get that damn thing for free? Oh, it infuriates me. Same here. Same thing in Chicago, right? But I think that you
yeah,
have to like nurture this gift that you've been given. And so people joke with me because I run a charity press, and
great.
they tell me, "Oh, you run your press like the revolution has already happened." It's true. I love it so much. I like to support other writers. In fact, both of the poets that have been poets, both of the writers have signed on have been poets. And so I think there's something to be said about like now. that we have time to reflect and be with ourselves, what is that creative impulse? What is that art? What is that passion that you're meant to do on this earth? That perhaps the capitalist system hasn't allowed you to do. Maybe your parents told you weren't good enough. Some jackass teacher told you couldn't write or sing or
Yeah,
whatever. You need to find that and grow it and to hell with everybody
true.
else. And I'm telling you that I'm so proud of you because it's not difficult to live outside of the system. And I'm also privileged because I'm a faculty member at a tenured college. I make my money
Like,
teaching. This is a passion of love, right? I'm on
true.
vacation, I'm editing. I'm on vacation, I'm writing. I'm on vacation, I'm helping somebody out. You don't got to pay me to do this work. I just love it. That's how you know. And I think it's the
Great.
same for you, right? So tell me more about
True.
this collection of poems. I know that in a collection of poems, there's often a central poem that kind of is the overarching, umbrella. Would you say there's a anchor poem for you in this collection? What is it?
This is by the name of the book you can find out that is my son. Okay, actually, I have
Mhm.
not put that poem in the center. I have kept that poem in the last. So when somebody starts reading, they can grow with me. They can understand the things which I have written. They can connect themselves. Okay, and if you are a parent, then you can like directly find out this how it has happened. I'm not like being particular about son or daughter, but as I have a son, I have written the poem with my son. If I had a daughter, I would have written my daughter. But the
Aw.
feeling, the emotion is the
Oh,
same.
sure, sure.
It's about that emotion. It's about that because sometimes people say, okay, you are in the favor of son and you are not in the favor of daughter. But this is how I describe myself because I have a son and I have written a poem on him. And as a poet, as a father, the best thing I can do for my child is to gift him something which can stay with him forever. And yeah, my wife had this complaint that why didn't you write a poem about me? So I can explain it in one
Hold
word
on, sorry, you're getting an echo
or
because
one line. Yeah,
I was gonna
yeah, I
respond to the
have.
haters, but I'm not. Haters don't
Uh,
deserve my time.
True. So one line I have explained her that the last poem of my book and the last line and the last word of that last poem and last line, the last word is you, my wife.
Hmm. Good save, good
So,
save. You know what? But I gotta
so,
say that,
so it is not complete without you. I explained
right,
her
right,
it's not complete without
right,
you.
right, right. That's beautiful. I gotta say that when I write poems for my husband, and I do, they're private poems, and he frames them. But you can't force the muse to write about people, to write for people. It's your poems, and surely part of the reason that you have the space to write is because she's there to love and support you, right? So, but that's
Yeah,
funny, and
she
and
is. She
just
is.
it's okay to not write about your loved ones, people. It's okay. Um,
Actually, I have written. There is a poem. When she's going to read it, I see most of my poems are still hidden from family also.
of
Okay.
course.
Now I'm telling you a small story about the family background from where I belong and how I belong. And in India, always a poet is not known or is not accepted as a poet because most of the poets are having the bad kind of lifestyle or they have never been successful, they have never achieved something or never been financially so much stable.
Mm.
So where I have grown and like brought up, I was part of a joint family. I learned a lot from them and my uncle, my aunts, and everybody. So in that family, we have never been like, okay, being poet is not a good profession. So since then, when I was a teenager, I used to write on papers and I used to hide those papers.
Mm-hmm.
I have still that collection. Hopefully soon I'm going to publish that also, but that will be the translated collection and where I have started writing. So till today, that feeling like I have been writing, but I have not disclosed everything to everybody
Right.
except my editor, my
Wonderful.
publisher. Okay, they only know this thing what is in the book. So when somebody is going to take the book, first thing they will see the cover. In that cover, I have just released it before two
Do you
days.
have a
You
copy of
can
it to show? Do you have a proof of it to show on hand?
no, not right now, because I'll get the paperback after few days.
Okay, let me pull it up on Amazon. It is a beautiful collection. I gotta say that there is something so, I don't want to say ethereal, but almost mystical about the cover. And now that I know the background of it, it is full of love. It's
Yeah.
wonderful. So take us home. Take another poem for us, sir. And while I find this delightful cover to show the viewers.
Okay, I'll take the poem The Sun. Okay, not my sun, the sun.
Okay, let's
Okay,
hear it.
I'm talking about the sun, which makes everybody bright and gives the light. Okay,
Got it. Got it.
the sun is so mild and red. He looks as if he was up all night, waiting for the time to be right, and he finally came out of bed.
I love it. I love it. You know what's funny? Oh my gosh, I gotta tell this to you. Besides being a poetry snob, I don't like rhyming poems. And this is how I know your
Okay.
poems are good. I didn't even realize they were rhyming until I read the sixth one. That is hard to do because what happens a lot of times is that poets force a rhyme, and it doesn't do any service to the poems. But your poems actually sound good rhyme. I didn't. Like I say, it's seamless. It's such a good job. And I'm not trying to blow smoke or kiss your butt, but I'm telling you that the quality of the poem is outstanding. So let me see if I can find this cover. My son and other poems. Of course, it's not coming up. Oh my gosh, I hate when this thing doesn't. All this technology, Wahid. You think it would freaking work when you need it to? So I gotta tell
Yeah,
you
it
that
happens. Sometimes the technology is like screwing up.
stupid thing. Oh, I'm in the wrong portal anyway. I gotta tell you a story that I was the same way. And when I went to college, I was hell bent on getting a degree in engineering, and the dream was that I was going to get my degree, maybe right on the side, and then buy my parents a house. This is a Mexican construct that people talk about a lot. Of course, I haven't bought them the house, whatever. But it took a mentor to tell me, Jesus, what are you doing? You're an English person. You're an English writer. Just get your degree in English. I got all my degrees in English, and I had my mother. I had a lot of writing mentors. I was so blessed, who had told me, Hessel, you don't need to get a master's of fine arts. You can write. And it blew me
Good.
away to have this master poet tell me, you don't need to get that degree. And so I didn't. And so now I write my stuff. My writing's getting better. But I think it's really
Yeah.
important. Your parents can
uh,
tell you the most effed up
yeah,
things, and
we
parenting
share
is hard.
almost the same. Yeah,
Yeah.
we share almost the same background. I was also in engineering,
Which
and then
one?
I got
Electrical,
into
electrical
later.
engineering, then chemical. What was yours?
It was computer science,
Ah,
but I was in that.
yep.
I don't know why. I have seen so many engineers are turning into the literature guys nowadays.
And they're good. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
One of my favorite writers, Adrian, love you. I'm your biggest fan in Chicago. Adrian J. Walker is a computer software programmer. He wrote this delightful book called The End of the World Running Club. Stephen King gave it a shout out. Same. Computer science person. He plays music, but he's an intensely wonderful writer. Said so we had this is like one man army all rounder. Whoa, you got lots of love and support here, bro. That's fantastic. I'm so
Thank you
looking.
so much. Thank you so much.
I gotta
I'm
tell
so
you what, this
glad.
has been such a delight because I wasn't sure. I'm like, I don't know this guy. I normally, you guys, any of you who were watching, welcome on my show. I wasn't sure how if it was gonna work out because we haven't interacted. And at first, when he was messaging me, dudes, I thought he was a troll. And I'm like, I don't want your money, and I don't want to date. And he was like, "Who said I wanted to date you?" I'm like, "It always happens. Some dude is hitting me up saying hi, good morning, and then it follows up with a hi, are you single?" And I'm like, "No, I'm happily married, motherfucker. So go somewhere else." But boy, he was like, what wrong with this woman? She must think very highly of herself. But no, that's not the case. It's just that every time I get a friend request, I get like 10 trolls following that. So it's good. Good that you're not a troll and good that you're an accomplished poet. And I got to say that your poetry spoke a lot. Okay, why isn't your cover coming up? Well, just imagine a beautiful, surreal and blue with the baby and him. You know what? It took me a while. I looked at the cover and looked at the cover. And I think I was like spacing off. And I was like, oh, it's a father and a son. Ah, duh. But it's beautiful. So what else? What other advice do you have, say perhaps for the engineer that wants to really be a poet?
Um, I don't have anything about like if you are going to be the engineer, then you will be the poet. It's all going on. It's all like going on by itself. Like if I'm going to suggest this on camera, so many parents are going to catch my neck. You're driving our kids on the wrong track.
Well, I gotta say though, I'm gonna see if I can share this. That poetry in Latin America and I'm sure in India and other parts of the world, poetry, even though it's not respected as a profession, is respected as a craft.
Yes.
Yeah. And so what I think is fascinating is how in Latin America, somebody like Roque Dalton, somebody like Pablo Neruda, you realize also that I'm talking about males because they're the ones that get most of the play. So let me share this with you. Can you all fans see this beautiful cover? Look at this amazing cover. It is so beautiful. And you see the child on the right, but then the father upside down, and it's an upside down father that I didn't see. It's a mere 9.99, super cheap, and I think it's well worth it. I'm gonna get a copy, but it's just beautiful, all hand sketched by
I'm
his friend.
glad.
Gorgeous, gorgeous. I love it, and it is such a unique cover that I hope you get a lot of sales because it attracted my eye instant. You know, so hopefully you all saw that. Okay, very good. Yeah, I think that poetry is such a beautiful form. It can change people's lives. It can make you
True.
cry. It can uplift your mood. Poetry has the possibility of changing hearts and minds in a way that's humanizing. But Americans, a lot of them don't see it that way, and they like
I
it's so
yeah.
undervalued here. Like I don't think it's very rare the poet that can make a living full time from writing poetry. It's very rare, you know.
Yeah, true. There is something for the patriot people also in the book. You might have read that poem because we are going to be the first reviewer also.
Yes, I am going to do a book review. I've read most of the poems. I thought they were all lovely. Do you want to read another poem for us?
I'm going to read four lines again, and
Beautiful.
these
Please
are
bring
for
it. Bring it.
Let Me Live on My Sunday. This
I
poem
love
is
it.
dedicated to all those people, those who have been working for 6 days a week. In India, we work 6 days a week, and we have just one Sunday, one holiday, one leave. And on that leave, we want to live the rest of the life like fullest. We don't get the opportunity to live and have the space with family also.
Hmm.
So this feeling, I have tried to share the feeling of every single job class Indian man or woman. Okay, those who have been working and they are like I have used even I with this. So uh, I have an intention. Just a minute.
Sure.
Okay.
So the Matrix Learning Center says, "Hi, in India, you all work 24/7. Preach it. Same in the U.S. and then some."
Yeah, she's in US. Uh, she is one of the most amazing teacher, talented teacher, Tracy Hansen.
Oh
She
wow,
is in Maine,
my
and
favorite state.
yeah. So whenever she's saying something, I'm keeping that thing in my mind. So she knows India, she knows Africa, she has been traveling, and she has been teaching so many people all over the world.
So amazing.
And I'm one of the can say colleague, friend, and learner with her also. Okay, so here
Wonderful.
we go with the let me leave me on Sunday. Let me leave on my Sunday. I have an intention to survive my life. I work the whole week like walking on knife. Get my soul burden face light.
Hmm.
Please let me leave me on my Sunday.
Love it. Love it.
Okay. So
Love it.
why it's like this? Like when we are like why we do the job just for surviving, just for like concerning things should be better, and I work like I'm walking on the like knife, okay,
Mm.
on the blade,
Sure,
and
sure.
it's so difficult. And I want to free myself from that burden for one day. Get my soul burden free, light. Like I want to get it free for, like, let me leave me on my Sunday. Please let me leave me on my Sunday.
Hmm.
This one day, I want to get out of that burden. I have seen so many people, those who have been working for 6 days. They have one expectation. This is going to be the funny part. They want to sleep till late Sunday, like
Yep,
want to wake up at 10
yep,
10
yep.
a.m. But when they are working Monday to Saturday, they have the job at 9 p.m. and they wake up around 8 and they get things ready and start moving in, and they end up at being on time. Okay,
Right.
so it happens. But when it's Sunday, when they have plan to wake up at 10, all of a sudden they sit completely wide open at say 7 a.m. And sometimes that person starts calling himself or herself, what am I doing at 7 a.m.? It's a Sunday.
Right.
When I have to wake up at this time during the weekdays, I get late.
Yep, yep.
And when it's like the free day, I want to get myself light. And so this poem is for them, those who have been living the life like this. Okay, and it's for everybody, every single person, those who have been surviving, trying to survive in this whole scenario. And
Sure.
yeah, the lockdown must have given them the freedom to make it possible that they can live, like they can live like little bit more like Sundays.
Right, right. No, there's something to be said about that. It's counterintuitive. I mean, the economic system forces you to work and work and work. It would like you to work all the time. And in fact, this pandemic, if anything, my work has tripled. And that's fine because I want to support my students and I want them to succeed. But we also need the time to re-energize. And this is somebody who doesn't do a very good job. I'm terrible at taking care of myself, brother. Terrible. I'm learning. I'm learning. Um, but I think it's important that as writers, we also try to be balanced too. Because I see people burn out. They get really into their passion. So you got to find that balance and prioritize what's
Yeah,
important. Because money is only going to go so far, dude. I'm telling you right now. Like, what's important to me now as a person who's older and been married for 11 years is spending time with my family, serving my
true,
students,
true.
serving my union members, serving the community, making a difference so that my children will have a sustainable earth in the future. If I'm not writing or teaching or working, I'm doing activism. And that's what I have to
Great.
do. I mean, that's all I can do because I can't do anything to fight the corporations directly, but I want to live a better world
True.
for everybody. But I do think that we work so hard, hit it so hard that we are burnt out. And I think the pandemic has been atrocious. I mean, terrible for everybody. But it's also been
Yeah.
a way of learning how to cooperate, how to support each other. Like we supported the homeless in Chicago because they were dying on the streets. We paid for their hotel rooms, paid for their food. This was a bunch of strangers getting together and taking care of the poor that the government doesn't give a shit about. That's what I'm talking about right there. That is full humanization, taking care of each other, and doing what you think is right. Right? You don't have to agree with me politically, but what are you going to do for yourself to grow your passion? And what are you going to grow? What are you going to do for yourself to make sure you rest? Because it's very hard under
True.
any of these economic systems. It's difficult. That you know that you're a principal. I'm a college
Yeah.
professor. My job never ends. Never. You know.
Never.
So
It
let's
never
take it
will.
back to a positive note, my friend. How about you have so much love? Oh my gosh, Wahid, look at all this love you're getting. Look at this man who's saying Wahid has helped me in so many ways to learn about caring for self. What? And then this young man or one person or other says, "Wonderfully, sir. Beautiful." How about you want to maybe talk about how can they get a hold of you? Where is your social media handles?
Um,
Oh, you
I'm
made a
on
list.
every.
Where can they
Yeah,
find you?
I have been on every social media handle. Like I'm on Twitter, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, I'm on LinkedIn,
Awesome.
and I'm everywhere I'm with my original name only. Yeah, but on Instagram I have V1 Sayyad with my spell only, and on Twitter the same one, V1 Sayyad. So
So
I don't
VIVANSAYYAD.
yeah, yeah. These are my social media handles, and I just put what I do. I sometimes I go live on Instagram, and most of the time when I'm on Facebook, I share with people what I'm doing. uh, I work with people. Nowadays, I'm trying to make the lives better of people in a different way, in the way of health wise and wealth wise. I educate people on them.
Good,
Weekly, I do the workshops or presentations and webinars like
good.
4 times in a week. Okay, so the important thing, I'm telling you, the sad part of our education system, they don't teach us how can we focus on our health, how can
Yep,
we be healthier, how
yep. In
can we
fact,
live
you're
life
absolutely right.
healthier,
Let me tell you a
and they
story.
never teach
Yep,
us
yep.
what are the things.
Yeah,
And the
yeah, for sure.
second thing, how can we be wealthy? Means how we are going to manage our business or finances. We are given the qualifications and degrees, but we have never been taught how can we improve our wealth, how
Yep.
can we sustain or survive. We don't need to worry about these things are easier, but nowadays we are not taught with that. So every week I conduct around 4 webinars, different ways, different languages. We have that. We have the whole team, and we have the team and people everywhere in the world. So we try to help people with this thing. But yeah, as I said, it's not also the full time. I'm doing so many things part time now. Okay, as I'm being at home, I'm working from home, I'm teaching online, I'm
Mhm.
writing, I'm doing this kind of webinars, and I'm also being with my son, a lot of
That's
time with my
amazing.
son.
That is amazing.
And this is the golden time, yeah. So he has been with me since like last year, January, he born, and that was the same time when Corona came and it hit
What a
India
gift.
in March. And then we had the lockdown, and since then I'm with my son full time.
That is
So
beautiful.
even when I'm writing, he's with me. Even when I'm conducting the webinar, he's with me. When I'm taking the classes,
Cherish
he's
that
with.
time. Cherish it. I think it's beautiful,
Yeah.
and it speaks to this whole idea. Like parents should co-parent. I don't like this idea that only women are nurturing. I call foul. My husband's a stay-at-home dad. He had to learn how to take care of my
Yeah.
daughter as an infant because he lost. Well, anyway, it's a long story. He lost his job, so he would stay home. But to me, the work that he does is some important work. I make money, sure. His work is the most
Yeah.
important work in my eyes. So he's a wonderful human being. But I love that. I love that. I think we need to spread that narrative more. That it's okay to love your children and spend lots of time with them. And it doesn't matter if you're a man, woman,
True.
or other gender. My thing is we need, see, that's another thing, like we work so hard, we think we're providing for our kids and making money, and we don't do what they want us to do, which is to play with them, to spend time with them, to talk to them. And it's hard, but hey, let's leave it on a positive.
Yeah.
Listen, so Wahid, it has been a tremendous pleasure to have you. I hope you come on back on the show again. You have an amazing following. You are
Hope
also
so.
welcome to come. And I want to invite everybody to submit
Thank
to
you so much.
my charity press, Unity Volume 2, speculative fiction, horror, science fiction, magic realism. There's a link. I pay in copy, but except for India, because your shipping laws and your lockdown has messed up my shipping
Yeah.
process. So I apologize. I tried and tried, couldn't do it. I can ship to almost everywhere else in the world, not South
Even
Africa.
I don't have my own book with me right now. Yeah, it's because of the
Exactly,
shipping process
exactly.
is like,
Well,
yeah.
I know there's a lot of things. Okay, one last. Here we go. Thank you, Matrix. You're welcome anytime. Please, please, if you like the show, please go ahead and subscribe. I have another poet come. No, no, he's a writer, big time writer. Not, I mean, Wahid was also big time. Joseph Sale is going to talk about his novel in a few days, and so we'll hopefully have more shows at least once a week. So thank you so much. Let's close out with a little bit of overthrowing capitalism, or after capitalism. That was a Freudian slip. And Wahid, it was a sincere pleasure. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you
I
so much.
will
Thank
close
you so
out.
much.
Thank you. You want to say some parting words, and then I'll close out?
Okay, just one thing. Through my poems, I have tried to catch the heart of people, and I'm just trying to get into the heart of people. When you are going to read it, I feel you will get connected with yourself. It's not about me, it's not about my poems, it's about the people, those who are living with us. It's about everybody. So it will get you connected with yourself. So just grab your copy, get the opportunity to meet your own self. You will find out yourself in one of the poem. And
Nice.
I have tried to do things for humanity. It's just for the sake of we all are going through the bad time and hard time, but it will go one day. And there is one poem for that also. You will love that poem.
Wonderful.
So it's full of all life, the life which I have lived, which I have been living, and it's about the common people like you and me. So I hope you are going to enjoy the book.
I will. I will
Grab
love
your
it.
copy soon. Soon it will be available on Kindle also. So the Indian audience, if they cannot get the hard copy, they can get the Kindle copy.
Good. Beautiful.
Thank you
Brilliant.
so much.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed day. I always close out with do what you love to the max. Read as many books as you can and write on. And don't forget to like and subscribe and tell your friends about this amazing program. Thank you, Wahid. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Thank
Have
you
a
so
great
much.
day. Bye bye. Take care,
Thank
everybody.
you. Take care.